Okay, I guess I have a couple topics I'd like to talk about. First is that congratulations, I think, to the partition of the power structure, which could have been considered to be controlled opposition, because I was just thinking back today about how it was primarily from what appeared to be sabotage going on from within controlled opposition, which was ultimately steering the ship of the opposition when the opposition became the new narrative. Okay, sorry if that sounded cryptic, but basically when all that stuff was going down, it was Jones, GOP, Drudge, it was mainstream media, it was lots of people who had, I feel like, a part to play in pitching the position of the opposition, or that was acting in the favor of the opposition. I mean, basically there was just a bunch of subtleties that really helped usher this thing along. So, and then that kind of goes into the second point that I want to make. And the second point that I want to make is that I understand that the truth is so hidden, that people are so delusioned, that to come upon it, especially all at once, like if somebody was just like, they came upon my story and they came upon it like really fast, like that probably actually all happened on the inside. There's this tendency to think like, it's so traumatic. By traumatic, I mean it's such a big jump. You know what I mean? I mean, it took me years to get to the understanding that I did of digging and stuff like that. And obviously there are other people at the very top and other conspiracy theorists who knew the truth too. It just so happens that, you know, I happen to know the truth, was subsequently targeted for knowing the truth, and subsequently could deliver on that, and subsequently had a psyop based on me, and subsequently blew that psyop up, you know, or had a leading role in blowing the psyop. So, which I did in a phenomenal way actually. But you know, that's not to say I didn't have, like, who knows if there was like sabotage and stuff going on the inside to help me do that. But you know, sure didn't feel like it though. I want you guys to know that it was legit. It's not some sort of, you know, there's always, you can Occam's razor it, there's always some sort of physical explanation for what's going on. Now that doesn't mean that when you look back, like in a historical type of way, that you're not like, that was just amazing. That was amazing. That was historical. That was indicative of, or implicative or indicative of, you know, higher powers, of higher beings, or whatever, you know what I mean? Something like some bigger plan. That's what my mind is now so concerned about. But at the time, it was very much, you know, there wasn't something necessarily supernatural occurring. Yes, I think I did survive an assassination attempt. If there were other assassination attempts, I don't know about them, but you know, I feel like there's some like rumors, like tall tales going around about me, and I think that it's beneficial, but I'm afraid of it blowing back, or it not being, you know, or it basically being harmful. But you know, how do I say this? Like, there's not some, to the extent that some people are thinking that I'm somehow like, this is crazy, like there's like reverberation going on, like somehow what I'm causing the bad things in the world. And that's crazy. I know that sounds crazy, but that is just not the case. You know, basically was, you know, went to kindergarten, went to first grade just like any other normal human being. You know, have the same fears and doubts and worries, and you know, put a lot of conscious thought into what was going on. There's no, you know, there's no reverberation going on. There's no like you know, I don't know, it was just really weird. Basically, like, I felt like some people were thinking that, like, if you go to GOP and you read these nobody thread, they're called nobody threads, and I'm not necessarily, you know, saying that they're about me or anything like that, but, you know, obviously people are gonna laugh, they're gonna think yes it is, but when because I check on those, because sometimes I get that suspicion, but that some people think that. But what I mean to say is that some of them, I think if you're like, you know, you're in the intelligence community and you didn't know, you just became fresh on the idea of conspiracy theory, and then you're introduced to me as a character, you start to think tall tales are true. And that's and you would think like they're writing on those threads, which is sort of like, you know, I'm changing things with my thought processes or something like that. That's just not true, you know. I mean, like, there are good explanations for, you know, maybe results that you might be seeing similar to that, kind of like, you know, like maybe I'm at the forefront of the epistemological, or the journey of knowing what's going on. Maybe I'm somebody who's at the forefront of human understanding, you know. But there's other people too. I mean, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for other people writing about it, you know. And wow, I'm turning this video into a lot about me, but, you know, I guess that's just kind of the ground I wanted to cover, because there is that issue going on. I mean, to such an extent that when I did that testimony video, a motion came out in Aurora that had James Holmes saying, quote unquote, "the master demands it." And I was like, oh. And then at that hearing, there was like a visible sense of everybody just got decompartmentalized as to what was going on because of my video. You know, that was a big deal video, I can tell, you know. And it's just like, the master demands it. Okay, so now they're like, you know what, we're going to now work Thomas Brinkley into this, you know, something like an antichrist or something like that, and that's just, it's just not good. I want everyone to know that you got to be practical. Okay, we got into this situation from too many people being, you know, going off of superstition, you know, basically being really practical, wise. That's how we're going to get out of this.